Alright guys, over here at the other field of corn for grain to be sold, cash crop, you can see there's one plant and then a couple right there that came from the first planting on May 3rd. And here you can see my replant. Those are all growing. And I mean, you can see, I don't know, 50% of the stuff came from the first. And now my replant, it's all basically coming. Yeah, I had to set the corn planter. I think I dropped it about an inch farther down the ground. So, note to self, need to make sure the corn planter's planted deep enough. I'm planning this winter to do a bunch of work to the corn planter. I'm gonna replace all the disc openers into this. That's the deer for you, gnawing them right off. Thieves. And the neighbor wonders why I shoot 6-7 of them a year for the freezer. They cost me a lot of money. I make enough mistakes that cost me money. I don't need something else stealing my money too. But anyways, so yeah, this is what she's looking like. And this field was sod grown last year. All I put on here, I put 150 pounds of potash on, K2O, before I planted. I have not put any nitrogen on yet. I think I am going to top dress or side dress, whatever you want to call it. Pellet fertilizer, you know, dry fertilizer, a mix of AMS and potash. I don't know, this corn looks good so far. I mean, I wish I had a meter for checking the leaf for the color. To me it looks good. I mean, it could be a little bit darker. Could use a little more nitrogen, so yeah, that's what the replant's looking like. Obviously on the corner here where I turned, it's not growing the greatest, but it seems to be that's an issue all the time. But so yeah, I need to change the disc openers on it. I noticed they're wore down about an inch, so I don't know if that's kind of what's been making it get worse every year, is that those discs wear down. Obviously it's not planting as deep. I don't know, maybe I should get some Keaton seed firmers, but it seems like after I dropped it down, most of the seed stayed in the ground, so I'm thinking the depth was just the biggest issue. Here's the beans. They're a little thin on the outside round, and they get better. What I noticed after I was done planting is there was a fair amount of beans laying on top of the ground. I need to adjust the depth on him. It's kind of, I don't know what you want to call it. When I was planting, it looks like they're going down the ground 1.5 inches, but really your disc opener is here, and it looks like it's down 2 inches in the ground, but it makes a furrow, so it was dropping a lot of seed on top of the ground here too. So I need to adjust all my depths with that, and I want to change those. They say it's got press wheels on now, 2-inch wide press wheels. I want to change those and put on 4-inch wide gauging wheels, which they gauge and they press kind of, you know. They've got they're flat, and then they have a hump, then a dip, then a hump, and then they're flat again. They're like a double rib gauging wheel, firming wheel. I'm going to replace those on it, I think, this winter. They're $900 for all of them, but that's with new bearings too. But I'm thinking, if I get those, I mean, this looks alright. The worst part is I way overpopulated it, which is probably a good thing, being there's so much seed that stayed on top of the ground. Need to plant it thinner, or lighter population next year, but I think I need to, like I say, get those wheels. If nothing else, I'm at least change the two that are missing with the new style and try and compare maybe. But you can see, once you get over here, you can see where the drill started running out. there was supposed to be enough beans in there to plant more than just this field, and well, I ran way out, so you can't always trust what the chart says, and I even went less than what the chart says. So there it started skipping, and then it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So yeah, I don't know, first year of beans, it is what it is. So they're coming, and then I ran out of beans here, and my cousin, I planted that like 2 to 3 weeks later. Once he cleaned his drill out, you can see right here, over about here, and that's, I don't know, that looks even worse. It's thin, but like I say, when I was done, a lot of the seeds were on top of the ground, and I adjusted the seed rate, or the drill, down to what I thought it should be for population. On my drill, your adjustment, it has all the marks of a ruler. Well, I think it's the 1/8 inch, then the 1/2 inch, and the 1 inch, and then I think it goes up to 1.5 inches. Well, 67 pounds to the acre of soybeans was supposed to be like 7/8 of an inch or something like that. Well, I planted it way over planted, so I dropped down 2 marks when I planted that over there. So I guess it's going to be kind of playing to get it figured out. I tried doing the whole turning it and dropping seeds, and it seemed like it came out right, but it didn't. So corn planter with bean units would be nice, but when you have a drill, it'd be nice to just use the drill. So that's what the beans are looking like so far. And off the top of my head, I don't remember what day I planted them. You have to look back in the videos and see. It should say on there when these were planted, but they're coming along. So, I don't know, like I say, I've never raised beans before, so this is a learning experience. But this was the same with that cornfield. It had 150 pounds of potash put on, nothing else. And that's basically on this land. I bought this land 3 years ago, 4 years ago now. It had been in grass hay for 10 years, I suppose, maybe more. And all they ever did was they cut hay off of it and took it for horses. It never had any manure put back on it, no nothing. So when I got it, it didn't grow very well. And when I bought it, that corn, from here where the corn is over, me and my wife spent days out here with a field cultivator, a disc, a mulcher, working the piss out of this ground. And we never could get the sod clumps busted up, so I ended up planting the corn, sprayed it, then the next year I just no-tilled into it. It was beautiful ground. And then this here has just been strictly no-tilled. And this over here has always been hayed more than that over there. Well, this over here is bad. I mean, really bad. So I've been putting 150 pounds to the acre potash on the last couple years, and it should be getting probably 400 pounds, but it's what I can afford. And now with getting more into the cash crops, I don't plan to take the corn stalks or the bean stalks off, and I'm going to start planting winter rye as soon as I'm done, and then leave all that here on the ground and try and improve the soil that way, and then just as much potash as I can afford every year. The corn will get ammonium sulfate and urea, but I never put as much on as I probably should. I mean, I can't remember what the rule of thumb is. I hear guys say 1 unit of N per bushel of corn you want off of it. Well, I can't afford that kind of money. So it's going to have to do what it's going to do. But really, this cornfield, it was corn for 2 years, hay last year, now it's corn again. So this will be the 4th year that I've owned it. And honestly, this cornfield here, every time it's been in corn has done between 150 to 200 bushel. And the first year it was in corn, I chopped it for corn silage, and then it did almost 25 ton to the acre. So, and I normally put around 150 to 200 pounds of urea on, which is, well, about 80 to 90 pounds of actual N guesstimate. I'm not very good at math in my head, but so that's kind of what happens with these fields over here. And now now that I'm trying to get more into cash crop and not get the beef herd quite as big, I'm trying to make it so the home farm is all about the cattle. And this 17 acres and the 16 acres I rent over there, they're going to be cash crop. So that's kind of what's going on here. I just wanted to show everybody my little mishap on the planting here. So yeah, make sure your corn planters are deep enough and the rows are closing. Like I say, my rows have never closed in all, back when I did tillage they closed, but in the last 5-6 years, my trenches, the seed row trench has never closed completely. I've never really had a problem, but this year, boy, it was bad. And Jake saw it, I want to say it was Jake saw it on my planting video. So I did set the corn planter deeper when I replanted this, and I was afraid all this corn that was already grown was going to die from getting run over, but it's all popped back up, so we'll see how it does. When I first planted, I planted 27,000 population. When I replanted, it's 31.4. So we'll see what it does planting 31.4 population into whatever is already grown out here. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm gonna stop recording this one and we'll catch you on the next one.